Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Greenwave TV, alternative media television. Let's get to the news. Tragedy strikes Georgia. FPS Russia manager Keith Ratliff found dead in suspected murder. Keith Ratliff, who served as the manager of the popular FPS Russia YouTube channel, has died. The 32-year-old Ratliff was found dead of a single gunshot wound to the head, and police are investigating the death as a murder. Ratliff, who was found on Thursday in Carnesville, Georgia, helped run FPS Russia alongside Kyle Myers, who plays the Russian character Dmitry on the very popular firearms channel. FPS Russia is the 10th most subscribed channel on YouTube with more than 3.4 million fans. In addition, its 535 million views make it the 151st most viewed channel on YouTube, and far and away the most popular gun channel on the site. To add to a chilling turn to the already chilling story, Ratliff had recently taken to Twitter in support of gun rights, and his general love of firearms adds to the grim irony to the story. Keith Ratliff's last tweet said, quote, "When the anti-gun guy is pro-gun, you know the facts played in," and he linked to this video.
They want to compare America to another country. You know, America, you guys are always so much more violent than the British. I mean, are we? 2011, England and Wales had 762,000 violent crime offenses. That is a ratio of 1,361 violent crimes per 100,000. That is 3.5 times the violent crime rate of the United States.
Levi Fox, a neighbor of Ratliff, said he couldn't believe that his friend had been shot to death. Ratliff leaves behind a wife, Amanda, and a 2-year-old son, Keith. In other news, post the Piers Morgan vs. Alex Jones media showdown, Piers Morgan and guests discussed shooting Alex Jones on their program last night. Daily Beast writer and sports columnist Buzz Bissinger says Piers Morgan should pop, quote, Alex Jones with a semi-automatic weapon.
I don't care what the justification is, that you are allowed in this country to own a semi-automatic weapon, much less a handgun. But what do you need a semi-automatic weapon for? The only reason I think you need it is, Pierce, challenge Alex Jones to a boxing match, show up with a semi-automatic that you got legally, and pop him.
Earlier in the episode, another guest expressed hope that Alex Jones's children would not be killed, which Jones says terrorized his children and family as they watched on from home. This all comes at a time of intense controversy over President Obama's expected executive order to ban guns in the United States of America in wake of the tragic shooting in Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
The president is going to act, or executive orders, executive action that can be taken. We haven't decided what that is yet, but we're compiling it all with help of the Attorney General and all the rest of the cabinet members.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is expected to announce sweeping new gun control laws in New York City today. Sources said Tuesday that he is hoping to announce the plan during a State of the State speech in Albany, New York. Cuomo's move comes as Mayor Michael Bloomberg's Mayors Against Gun Violence released a new commercial to push for federal action on an outright ban of assault weapons, stiffer penalties for using a gun to commit a crime, and new limits on the number of bullets in a gun magazine. Also want to take the moment to discuss the Alex Jones-Piers Morgan controversy. A lot of people in the blogosphere, even within the freedom and liberty movement, are fairly critiquing Alex Jones, saying, you know what, Alex, you fell into a trap. Now you're the poster boy for gun control. But you know what? Alex Jones didn't fall into a trap. What Alex Jones did was step up to the plate and do his job. And his job was to get this discussion, get this media frenzy going, so it put it on the national stage. And now it's up to the people of America, you know, the people that supposedly give a shit about the Second Amendment or the U.S. Constitution, to now present their case to the public and actually do something about it. You know, if you want a more fair or balanced approach to the Second Amendment and the Constitution and the right to self-defense, then you know what? Step up to the plate, America. Because the only person I see doing their job, the only person I see with the balls and guts to get on national television, put his family at risk, put his children at risk, is people, and are people like Alex Jones. The only reason the mainstream media is talking about Alex Jones, and more importantly the Second Amendment, is because he went off the handle on Piers Morgan, because he was passionate. So you see, Alex Jones did his job. He got the country's attention. He got the mainstream buying sheeple's attention. He did his job. Now it's up to you to do yours. You know, one can't help but think, are these stories connected? Is the death of this gentleman connected to FPS Russia? somehow motivated behind the Second Amendment, gun control, Obama's agenda through executive order to ban guns and ban the Second Amendment in the United States of America? Are these threats, these veiled threats on Alex Jones's life and the life of his children? You notice how these people can talk like that? They can put these veiled threats out there of murder, and they're not sitting in jail. Imagine if Alex Jones was to veil a threat of murder on somebody famous or a politician or somebody like that. Do you think that I'd be having this conversation with you right now? And you see how the agenda is murder? It's the federal government that's responsible for mass killing. It's the federal government. Whether or not we've seen this throughout the course of history, we've seen this with Nazi Germany. The minute they begin confiscating guns, you see what they first do is they put it on a national registry, then they confiscate. They start with semi-automatic, they start with magazines holding more than 10 bullets, and then they move on from there. Before we know it, they're banning knives, they're banning fists, they're banning everything. Blunt objects are what raped a gal in India. I bet you wish she had a gun. I mean, think about it for a minute, America. Do you want to be the guy when your home is being invaded by a dozen masked men with guns who are attempting to rape your 12-year-old daughter and your wife? Do you want to be the guy calling the cops like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I want to report a crime? Sure, I'll hold. Or do you want to be the guy with a 12-gauge shotgun to blow these mothers up? Which guy do you want to be? You know, if we give up our Second Amendment in this country, if we honestly allow this totalitarian dictatorship to take over, that we honestly have a majority of Americans support this thing, America is finished. America is done. There is no America anymore. Because once they take away the guns, they have absolute and total control. Take a look at what they've done. I mean, this is really simple stuff. This is really simple. Financial crash, 2008. They confiscate all the wealth. They transfer trillions of dollars from the baby boomers. Once they have your money, they make you dependent on the government, which is exactly why President Barack Obama has been elected president today. He bought his way in. Too many people are dependent on food stamps. Too many people are dependent on Social Security, Medicare, these government programs. They need the government. They have to vote for them. Now that they've aggregated and transferred trillions of dollars of wealth and made you dependent on the government, now they're going to take your right to self-defense. Because that was the last line in the sand. That's the only thing we have left, America. The only thing we have left is our right to defend our homeland, is our right to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government. And you see, once they have the guns, they already got the money, they've got everything. And you lose. I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave. Hard-hitting and in your face.
The guns, the iron rods, Pierce, didn't do it. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. You know, honestly, Americans are getting exactly what they deserve. And as a communicator, somebody that's been doing this for over 3 years, talking